are who we are, and I think that's who you want to be. You want to continue to do what you do well, and then advance off that with some stuff that can be beneficial. But it was great to see the guys played well.
Did you feel better out there? Were you able to move around better than you had maybe the first couple games?
Yeah, I did. I think I felt stronger. I felt as if everything was firing. Activation, sequencing, blah, 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 stuff like that. That wasn't necessarily as well as I wanted to probably the first couple weeks. But, I've played through injury and stuff before, so you understand that, and you just kind of manage it and then go play to your best ability. But it was good to feel better this week than the previous, and I think that helped.
Could you talk about that drive where you took the lead for the first time, where you ran on 3rd and 13 for a first, then you threw on 3rd and 13, and then you picked up the touchdown on 3rd down as well? Just that sequence in those plays.
Yeah, it was a great drive. I think the guys handled the environment well. They threw a lot of stuff at us, and we were able to kind of execute under duress, pressure, blah, 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 whatever you want to call it in the situation of the game. And, the run was good. We had to make one guy miss, and that was obviously an exceptional move. that I think he probably wants back. But then the next one, Terrence did a good job, got open, had time. I tried to hook off one guy and then delivered the ball. And then on the touchdown, obviously it was a great play, just play call by Scott.
On your run on that scramble, were you aware of get down, like get to the mark and get down? Because it looked like you saw the stick and then you purposely went down.
No, I saw the stick. I mean, as I started to scramble, I looked to see where it was at, where I had to get. And in the process, I saw a few people that I probably had to get through to get there. And then you just take a look at what's your best option to get there. And at that point in the game, you're probably going to try, because the game feels as though it's coming down to that drive, or you might get another one, but it's an important drive, obviously. So make a decision to make a move on them, and then you're lucky enough to kind of do it. And then once I get the first down, I don't know the benefit of trying to take the hit for another yard or two.
Were you surprised how open Des got on that touchdown? Were you surprised how open he was on that?
It's funny, the corner who was following him around, he guessed right on the interception to the house. And he guessed on that, and then he guessed again later. And so he was 1 for 2, I guess. Gave up one and got one.
Was that an in-game adjustment, or was that something that you guys knew coming into?
It was a play we had up for the game, and it was Des isn't necessarily the #1 read on that, but when you have a corner like that who likes to kind of read other stuff and see and then just take chances, it gives them a chance, to create big plays, but also for us to. So we're able to.
When you throw the pick, you're obviously disappointed, but are you thinking, hey, we can get him the way he's jumping at?
Yeah, and it's a situation we probably should have, in the single situations where he was one-on-one with Dez, I should have, possibly given Dez a double move early in the game to send that signal to him instead of, a sticks type route, that we did on that, because that's his MO, and that's what makes him good plays. But it also came back to hurt them.
On that touchdown pass, are you thinking just do not overthrow this?
Yeah, when they're that open, you want to make sure. And I took a peek and I knew it was open. I'm like, let me make sure he's as wide open as I think, because no one ever comes that wide open. So you kind of wait a tenth of a second longer just to be like, nope, he actually is that wide open. So you just give him the ball. You just want to make sure you don't do anything stupid.
On that play to Cole Beasley in the end zone, did you think you could thread it in there, or were you thinking maybe I can get a pass interference call?
No, I thought it was actually threaded in there. I mean, I think if he doesn't get pass interference, it's a touchdown. I mean, he splits him. The play's not designed for that, but he did a really good job in the adjustment. He was doubled. They literally doubled Dez, Witten, and Cole on about 3 plays, which was a little abnormal. I haven't seen that very often, but when you double, you can run through people. Because one guy's playing inside, one's playing out. And Cole did a really good job on his route coming on and then taking it vertical. And as I got through the progression to the 4th guy, which is Cole, I saw that, and then you just, for him, you want to lay it out in front so you can run away from him instead of up the field where it's a jump ball per se. And then Cole did a good job. Alicia.
The way you feel today and the way you were able to move around, does it make sense to make a Wednesday off for you, kind of a regular thing?
We'll talk about everything, you know, with Jason and just Scott and figure out what's best. You know, I think more than anything, just you have to kind of figure out what's going to give everyone the best opportunity to play at your best. And if you're just tired or sore, I mean, that's part of football. That's not, you don't, nor does anyone get anything for that. I think it's mostly just you want to have the functioning strength that you might have without as many torqued situations throughout a week. And I think with me, that was the benefit this week, and we'll see, you know, going forward how that reacts and everything. But it was a good week. We switched up to some more functional strength training, which was good, and that helped. So we'll see.
Does how you won sometimes matter more that you won? The fact that you guys, the way you guys are able to do it, can that carry over more than?
Yeah, it's a great question. No. I think momentum is real. I think that's a reality in sports. I think within a game, you know, after. But what you try and do, honestly, is just get rid of that and play every play as if, you know, you had to have it and at your best. So I think it does matter, but at the same time, I don't know that you want to ride that as your MO is to when you're only playing well is when you have good momentum.
We've seen games where you've fallen behind before and you've kind of abandoned the run, especially when it isn't working. Today you stuck with it. Are you guys, I guess I'm saying is, are you really, it seems like you're much more committed to running the ball.
Yeah, I mean, we stuck with the run some other times last year. You just either don't get the stops or you don't get the points. I mean, I know it's a great question. That's going to be a nice headline because it's part of it's legit. You know, there's some truth in it. But if you don't get stops defensively, it really doesn't matter. You know, I think where did we play at Chicago last year? I mean, if you can't create, our defense created a couple turnovers today that were huge. And if you don't get those things, you know, it's nice to say keep doing what your offense has been doing and just do it, and just eventually wear down. Well, you'll just lose sometimes at 25 as well. We've done that. So I think what it is, it's more about the in-game, how this game is going, and the fact that we weren't in a rush because it was so early in the game. You know, to just abandon it, and that's a great job by Scott and the staff, and you know, I thought we did a good job just calling it a really well called game.